Hi guys, how are you? It's Miss Amadio here with this week's ESOL lesson. This week we're going to be learning about our spring senses. So we have some vocabulary words like blossom, soft, damp, ground, and pecking. And once we get into our slides, we'll take a look at some pictures of those words so that we can make sure we understand what they mean. And then we also have our sight words all, back, look, there, and have. And you might notice I wrote all of my sight words 3 times in different colors. That's going to help me remember them and how they're spelled. I can also say the word, spell the word, say the word, clap the word, jump the word, do rainbow writing. So just some fun ways to practice them on a piece of paper at home. All right, as we read this story, we're also going to talk about our 5 senses. So our first sense is looking. Remember, we look with our eyes. Feeling, we feel with our hands or touch. Listen, we listen with our ears. We smell with our nose. And we taste with our mouths or our tongues. So we're going to use these 5 senses as we read a nice book about spring this week. And I also want you to be thinking about your opinion as you read. And remember, your opinion is how you feel about something. So it's not a fact. How I feel about something might be different than how you feel about something. So we want to make sure we understand the difference between a fact and an opinion. All right, so let me share my screen here. We're going to take a minute to look at our slides and just talk about what you have to do this week. All right, so just like I showed you on my paper, you use your eyes to look, use your hands to feel, your ears to listen, your nose to smell, and your mouth to taste. So we're going to use our 5 senses to help us understand the world around us. We're going to get back to those vocabulary words. So if you notice in the first picture, the tree has blossoms on it. So those are just those little flowers that are blossoming on the tree. They're showing us a nice soft teddy bear. If you notice, the blades of grass have little drops of water on them. It's because they're damp from the morning dew, so they're just a little bit wet with water. You can see the arrows pointing down and showing those little water droplets. The ground, we know, is the grass or what we walk on. And then you can notice the woodpecker is using its beak to peck here on the tree. So these are some words that we're going to see in our story about our spring senses. You're going to read through these sentences to help you understand the vocabulary a little bit better. The tree has pink blossoms. I hug my soft teddy bear. The grass is damp after it rains. We sat on the ground for a picnic. The chicken was pecking the ground for food. All right, and then it's your job to come over and you're going to use your mouse and you're going to click on one of the items and you're going to drag it over to match the correct word in the picture. Again, you're going to read all of your high frequency words, all, back, look, there, have. All right, here's another drag and drop. You're going to come up, you're going to drag the words into the correct sentences. So this one says blank at that small puppy. Which word makes the most sense there? Ooh, I know. I would probably choose look at that small puppy, and I would drag that word over to the sentence. All right, here you can click on the book, Spring Senses, and you can take a minute to listen to the story. And then we're going to ask and answer some questions. So what was the book about? Where did it take place? And when did it happen? So here's an example of asking and answering questions about spring senses. What has fuzzy wool? The lamb has fuzzy wool. So you're answering that what question. Where is the rainbow? The rainbow is in the sky. You're telling us where it's located. When did the tree have blossoms? The tree had blossoms in the spring. So when you're asking a when question, you're asking about a time. When did it happen? Okay, here it's your job to determine what word needs to be dragged into the sentence. Blank is the bee. What is the bee? Where is the bee? When is the bee? Because they're showing me where the bee is located on the flower, I probably want to know where the bee is. Okay, same here. What has soft ears? You're going to go through and listen to your story again, and this is where we're going to talk about that opinion. Remember, an opinion is just what you think. Somebody else, maybe your brother, sister, cousin, thinks something different. When you have an opinion, you just talk about what your opinion is. So here you're going to tell me, I like to see, or I don't like to see in the summer. Okay, I like to feel, or I don't like to feel. I like to listen to, or I don't like to listen to. Remember, we're using those senses. And then you can drag the pictures over. Ooh, this is what I like to see. I love rainbows. So I'm going to drag over the picture of the rainbow. Or I love the feel of that lamb's fluffy wool, so I'm going to drag over the picture of the lamb. Now here's where your opinion might be different. Maybe you like the bunny and you choose to drag over the bunny. All right, here you're going to use your keyboard and you're going to type in I like to see. And you're going to tell me one thing you like to see, feel, and listen to in the spring. And that's going to be the last part of your assignment for the week. I've been so happy to see you guys turning in such fabulous work. I know that everybody's working really, really hard at home, and I'm so proud of you. Keep up the work, and I'll see you next week. Have a great day.